Hello and welcome. So, you're dreaming of a trip to Germany, Austria, or Switzerland. Awesome! You have definitely come to the right place. We're about to build up your core German vocabulary so you can navigate your entire journey with way more confidence. So, are you picturing it? The fairy tale castles, the buzz of Berlin, maybe the amazing food? Getting that little thrill of excitement? Good. Let's get you ready for it. Because really, before you even think about packing your bags, we've got to pack the most important thing of all, and that's the right words. So let's just dive right in and get you speaking. All right, so every great adventure starts with two things, a dream and then a plan. This first set of verbs is all about turning that travel dream into a solid reality. Okay, first up, the verb that kicks this whole thing off, reisen. It's pronounced reisen, and it simply means to travel. It's your foundation. You could say something like, Ich reise gern, which means I like to travel. Or, like you see here, Wir reisen nach Deutschland. We're traveling to Germany. Simple, right? Next up, it's time to buchen. You say it like buchen, with a little soft sound in the back of your throat. This means to officially book something. Like flights, hotels, tours. When you buchen, money has probably changed hands. That spot is confirmed. It's yours. Now, here's a similar but slightly different one. Reservieren. Let's try that one. Reservieren. This is more for just holding a spot, usually without paying up front. It's perfect for calling a restaurant and asking, Kann ich einen Tisch reservieren? So you see the difference? This isn't a final purchase like with buchen. So just to lock this in, because it's a really important one, you booken a flight, that's a done deal, a confirmed purchase. But you reservieren a table at a restaurant. You're just holding your place. Getting this little distinction right is going to make you sound like you really know what you're doing. All right, let's tackle what can sometimes feel like the not-so-fun part of the adventure, the visa process. I know, it can seem like a lot, but when you break it down, it's really just a series of actions. And of course, German has a specific verb for every single one. Here is your roadmap for the whole process. First, you beantragen, which is to apply. Then you ausfüllen, or fill out the forms. After that, you einreichen, submit them. And finally, you warten, you wait. Let's look at each step. It all kicks off with beantragen. Let's say that together. Beantragen. This verb means to apply for something official. Ich beantrage ein Visum. It's a pretty formal verb, which makes sense for an important process like this. Okay, now get ready for our first look at a really cool and kinda quirky feature of German grammar. The verb for to fill out is ausfüllen. That's ausfüllen. See how it's one word? But when you put it in a sentence, it actually splits in two. The little aus part gets kicked all the way to the very end. So you don't say ich ausfüllen das Formula. No, you say ich fülle das Formula aus. Wild, right? Now, before you can submit anything, you'll probably need to unterschreiben. That's unterschreiben. It just means to sign. And trust me, you'll see this phrase everywhere, not just on visa forms. Bitte hier unterschreiben. Please sign here. And look at that. Here's another one of those separable verbs we just talked about. Einreichen. That's einreichen, which means to submit. And just like before, that little ein prefix goes all the way to the end of the sentence. Ich reiche die Unterlagen ein. You're officially handing everything over. Okay, you've done all the work, you've filled out, signed, and submitted everything. And now comes the most difficult verb of all, warten. Pronounced warten. To wait. So while you wait, two other things are happening on the other side. The embassy will prüfen, that's prüfen, which means to check or review your application. And of course, somewhere along the way, you will need to bezahlen. Bezahlen, the fee. Visa approved. Bags are packed? Yes, it's time to actually move. This section is all about the verbs of motion, the words that'll get you from point A to point B once you're on your way. Let's just quickly cover the three big verbs of motion. You fliegen if you're on a plane. You fahren for pretty much anything on the ground, like a train, a bus, or a car. And when your train or bus is scheduled to leave, the verb is abfahren. And hey, notice that's another one of those separable verbs. Oh man, this next one is absolutely essential if you're using public transport. Umsteigen. Let's try it. Umsteigen. It means to change or to transfer. So if you have a connecting train, you'll need to say, Ich muss in Frankfurt umsteigen. I have to transfer in Frankfurt. Super useful. And what happens when you finally reach your stop? The verb you need is aussteigen. That's aussteigen. It means to get off or exit the vehicle. You'll definitely hear announcements on trains and subways saying, Bitte aussteigen. You did it. You've made it. The long journey is over and you finally arrived. So now, let's learn the verbs for handling those first few crucial moments of getting all settled in. And this verb, it just perfectly captures that amazing feeling of arrival. Ankommen. That's uncommon. And you guessed it, it's another separable verb. Ich komme in München an. That little "un" at the very end, it just feels so final, doesn't it? It signals completion. You are here. Okay, let's do a quick rapid-fire round of your first actions on the ground. At passport control, you'll need to zeigen, your passport. That means to show. At the hotel, you need to einchecken. And to talk about where you're staying, the verb is übernachten, to stay overnight. But what if you absolutely love it and you just don't want to leave? Well, the verb you're going to be looking for is verlängern. That's verlängern, and it means to extend. So a very useful question to know might just be, kann ich mein Visum verlängern? So there you have it. From the first step of planning with Reisen to that amazing feeling of finally uncommon at your destination, you now have the essential verbs, the verbal toolkit, to tell your very own German travel story. So the only question left is, where will your journey take you?